Every time you swipe down on your phone, a primitive trapdoor snaps shut inside your brain. You think you are checking notifications, but your biology thinks it's hunting for survival. 200,000 years ago, finding a rare berry bush in the savannah meant the difference between life and death. Because sugar was scarce, evolution hardwired your brain to reward you for seeking the unknown.
This chemical reward is called dopamine. It's not the molecule of pleasure. It is the molecule of more.
Your ancestors dug through mud for hours, fueled entirely by the hope of finding one more root.
If the bush was empty, they moved to the next one. The novelty loop kept them alive.
But in the early 2000s, a team of behavioral engineers in Silicon Valley noticed this ancient evolutionary glitch. They asked an existential question: what if we built a digital berry bush that never runs out? When it comes to mastering 2D animation, remember this one thing: you have the power to create anything. To understand their trap, you have to look at how a classic slot machine destroys human willpower.
If a slot machine paid out every single time you pulled the lever, you would quickly get bored.
The magic happens when the reward is unpredictable. Psychologists call this variable ratio reinforcement. Your brain is addicted to the anticipation of a reward, not the actual reward itself. Silicon Valley took this exact psychological exploit and embedded it directly into your phone's interface. In the early days of mobile internet, the web was structured like a book. It had pages. As John demonstrates here, the octagonal red sign means STOP. You must always stop completely when you see this sign. This brief moment of friction forced you to make a conscious choice. Click Next, or put the phone away. But in 2006, an engineer named Azzy Raskin designed a piece of code that erased this choice forever. He created the infinite scroll, a seamless loop that automatically loads new content before you can think. By removing the stop signs, your phone successfully bypassed your conscious brain entirely. Think about the gesture itself. The gesture of pulling down on your screen to refresh your feed. It is structurally, mechanically identical to a gambling addict pulling the arm of a slot machine. Swipe down, spin the wheel. Will you get a text? A like? An existential outrage? Most of the time, the content is boring. But that random, occasional jackpot is what keeps you hooked. Your Paleolithic brain views this digital feed as a boundless, hyper-fertile berry patch. In nature, resources run out. But the digital berry bush is mathematically infinite. App design firms didn't stop there. They realized that any delay in loading content breaks the spell. If a user sees a loading wheel for even 2 seconds, their conscious mind wakes up. They spent billions optimizing servers so the feed updates in milliseconds. The stream must never stop. The result of this perfection is a state of psychological capture known as the dopamine deficit state. Every time you chase a digital reward, your brain releases a small surge of dopamine. But to maintain balance, your brain immediately pushes back with a wave of neurochemical pain. This come down is that subtle, empty feeling you experience when you finally lock your screen. It feels like a mild boredom, a quiet loneliness, or a sudden flash of irrational anxiety. Your primitive evolutionary hardware has a very simple mechanism to fix this chemical crash. It commands you to go back to the bush. It tells you to find more berries. So you open the app again.
Not because you want to, but to stop the neurochemical pain. This is the dopamine trapdoor. The more you scroll to feel normal, the deeper you fall. Even the inventor of the infinite scroll, Azzy Raskin, admitted he deeply regrets what he unleashed. This is how many of us experience time, trapped on a relentless wheel, running faster and faster but going nowhere. Valuable cognitive energy that could build empires, master skills, or change realities is burned away.
Your attention is the most valuable commodity on Earth, and you are giving it away for cheap. But you are not helpless. You can reclaim your biology using 3 strict tactical rules.
Rule 1. Kill the color fields. Go to your phone's settings and turn on Grayscale mode.
By removing the bright neon colors, you dismantle the biological novelty loop instantly. Rule 2. Introduce deliberate friction. Install apps that force a loading delay before opening.
This artificial boundary brings back the stop signs your conscious mind needs to escape.
Rule 3. Own your dawn. Spend your first 2 hours of the day building instead of consuming. John knows the secret to success. If you want to learn more, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.